Yeah, I'm here now. Sorry, I had to do like internet connectivity stuff. I noticed a little too late. So, hi, hello, hi everybody. I'm gonna give this a few moments just to make sure everything goes great. And if you have problems, let me know. I have not streamed from my phone before, so this is a little bit different. And if I run into issues, I will just figure it out, restart the stream. I don't know. We'll make it work. Okay. Let's see here. I have my sewing machine. I don't know why I have a glove, but I found a glove. Where am I going to put this glove? Okay. Can you guys hear me well? If you can't hear me, let me know. I can connect a microphone, but usually my phone's pretty good. Water. Awesome. Thank you, Chris. You know what? Your screen name throws me off every single time. Okay. So I have this pile of fabric, and this is just the scrap fabric. I kept it just in case little bits fall off, because little bits fall off of this fabric. It is gold coin fabric that was gifted to me by ThermoCosplay, and I am using it for my ThermoCosplay cosplay. And I mean, look at how shiny and sparkly this is. This is ridiculous. And it's all individual coins attached to a mesh. So it's actually pretty heavy. But I'm showing you this because I will be sewing this today. Not this one. This is not the skirt. I have a skirt. But I'm working on Tamatoa. So I figured for this craft stream, I'll kind of talk through all of the materials I have, make a mess on my desk, and then start doing some pinning and clipping and sewing and yeah, all of that stuff. I've already lost 3 coins. It's okay. We're gonna have gold coins and glitter everywhere. This is what's just going to happen. There's no stopping it. But what I really wanted to work on is from now until the end of October, I am finally building my Tamatoa. I kind of ran into some personal problems, and then I ran into supply problems, and then I ran into motivational problems. So now that I'm finally like in the groove and back into creating, I figured, you know what, I'm going to stream with all of you once a week, and that'll keep me, on task, hopefully. But this tub right here is all of Tamatoa. So I'm going to walk you through all the pieces that I have, along with some options I'm going to do. I don't have the resin and silicone yet for the gold coins that I'm going to make custom for the fabric. So I will actually go ahead and do that live, because I know a lot of people have asked me before, like, how do you do molding? How do you do all of this? So what I'll do on the next stream is move over to my spare table over here and shift this over this way so that you guys can see that as long as it comes on time. It might be the stream after that, but we're going to try. So, hello, Allison. Thank you for joining. And, oh gosh, we were supposed to do this Moana group for WonderCon. And I like my design. I'm going to make some changes because I want like a sexy slit in my leg and maybe some boobage because I'm Lady Tamatoa. But I had most of the supplies, and then I realized I didn't like the fabric, so I reordered fabric, but then I had problems receiving it because of the horrible thing that's going with the poor post office. Buy stamps, support them. Needless to say, everything's resolved now. It's all resolved. I've got it. So I'll kind of walk you through all of the supplies so you can kind of see a day in the life of Sam. And hello, everybody. My name is Sam from ThermoCosplay, if you haven't met me. I speak fast and I'm hyperactive. But I'll start with some of the adhesives I'm doing. So Cosbond is a cosplay adhesive company, and I entered a competition, and I had intended to start earlier, but thankfully I still have time. And with how quickly I work, I actually think I'll probably get this costume done in before the middle of October, but I could be incorrect. It could be that I need to take a break. I do need to get a Draculara costume wrapped up too. I just have to do some tailoring for that, so it shouldn't be too hard. But that's why I'm giving myself until the end of October to get this costume done, since all of the armor that I'm building for it is going to be covered in spandex, which will actually save me a lot of time. So I don't have to do all of the priming and painting and all of that stuff. I actually can just cover it in the spandex and create snaps and stuff to the costume I'm building underneath. And it'll also be really, really shiny, which, I mean, it's Tamatoa. He's shiny. Yeah, motivation right now is really tough. I've been doing Cause Talk Live, and that's helped a lot. But I had a lot of like personal problems. I had some family that ended up in the hospital. My husband ended up in the hospital. I had things that just happened, and especially I work a really stressful job sometimes. So when you take all of that combined, being creative kind of goes on the back burner. So but I really wanted to use Cosbond, so I tested out on 3 different projects just to learn how to use the reinforcer, the adhesive, and the attach and build. I'm sorry, the attach and build, the reinforcer, and there's something else. There's like a little mini, like, oh, the like emergency tape. And now that I've tested all of it, it is amazing. And guys, I might be leaving the world of contact cement in exchange for Cosbond because it's incredible. If you haven't heard of Cosbond, check them out on Facebook and Instagram. They actually reward individuals who interact with their posts with like trial kits and stuff, so you can experience what their product is like. And they are just amazing. So I'm a part of the Cosbond Creator Contest, and I am super excited to join people on this. I am going to take pictures of the information they sent me so that you can see how to use this use this product. They have the attach and build. They have the reinforcer. They have the L-Wire and Cosplay Health Pack. So the L-Wire is LED management, and that one's really, really cool. It's like these little tiny pieces of tape. And then there's the health pack that they send individuals who have shared their content and interacted with their content. And they're just, I mean, they're an amazing company. Honestly, after I use this, like I said, I'm probably going to stop using contact cement simply because it is so toxic and it bothers me. I wear gloves and a respirator when I use it. And the great thing about this is in Arizona, most adhesives don't work well. So I tested Cosbond underwater in July and outside when it was 101 degrees, and it didn't fail. And it was on a bathing suit, and it stayed. So I put a bathing suit together, like a quarter of this bathing suit together with Cosbond, and it stayed. So you need adhesive that's non-toxic and just a sheet that you cut and peel off. Cosbond. Okay, I'll stop talking about Cosbond. I'm sorry. That's like 10 minutes of Cosbond. Anyways, let's move on to Tamatoa. So I don't like building corsets from scratch, but I don't like pre-made either. So what I do is I take pre-made corsets and I'm going to be reinforcing the inside of this corset, and I'm actually going to be building a sleeve. And the sleeve is essentially going to become the new exterior for Tamatoa. So Tamatoa kind of has like this orangish, purplish like shell, and my corset's going to serve as like the front boob shell. So I was going to paint it, but then I decided, you know what? No, what if I wanted, after reinforcing and doing all this work, I'm going to be sewing and reinforcing it. If I'm going to do all that work to make the corset stronger, because I need it to stretch, but I want it stronger, if I'm going to do all that work, then I may as well create a sleeve. And what I'll do on the back here is I'll add like Velcro or snaps or magnets. I think probably snaps will work best, or hook and eye closures, just so if the corset experiences strain, I don't actually lose my cover. But I'm going to create a series of snaps or hook and eye closures back here so I can pull the sleeve on, attach it to the back here, have it permanently attached while I'm wearing the costume, and then when I'm done, I can remove it so I can change out sleeves and use the same corset over time. That way I don't have to buy a bunch of different corsets and paint them and alter them every time. It's just one corset that I've done all the work to reinforce it. I know it fits me, and I just create custom sleeves for it for different costumes. Next, I didn't make this, but it's Tamatoa. So from Dima Shoes, I bought gold shoes for Tamatoa, and they light up. So if I ever end up on stage or in a photo shoot, I'm just going to, that's why I want my legs shown, so I want a slit in the costume. My original design is basically a huge gold coin skirt with a purple sparkle skirt on the outside, and then I have legs, which are essentially foam that's attached to resin cast coins that have pins on the back of them, which have been fused into the resin, and those will make that way the legs can move around as I'm spinning. So it's gold coin skirt, purple overskirt with sparkles, 4 legs attached to coins, the corset, and then a bodysuit under all of it to help bear the weight of some of those things. So when I wear costumes, I usually build in sections, and I like to do bodysuits under a lot of them, even if it's like a mesh nude bodysuit, to help have somewhere where I can attach a lot of the weight to your hips. You don't want too much weight on your shoulders. It will cause you physical pain over time. And this costume, a lot of it's kind of upper body. So I wanted to redistribute the weight to the hips. And that's why I'm building a bodysuit underneath. Also, if at any point my skirt does go up too high, I'm not flashing people. I have a bodysuit on underneath. But having the layers makes it easier for if you're tired and you need to take off pieces, you can do so while resting. So I like to do that with a lot of my costumes. But this is the pre-cut gold skirt, which I will be pinning and working on today with all of you. So we'll see more of that later. It's a lot of work. And I'll kind of walk through what I have to do to the top of the skirt because it's so flimsy. I'll have to use the Cosbond reinforcer on it. I have also purchased some ombre tights for Tamatoa because I can't have nude skin. I gotta have colorful purple, pink, dark purple, and black. Black's more like underwear area because, yeah, I'm very careful about ensuring I don't flash people. Yeah. Anyways, I mentioned that for the corset, I'm going to be making a sleeve. And, oh, hi, crew. I don't know if I said hi, but hi. And for the shell, this is what I'm starting off with. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a fabric textile medium, which is essentially a translucent fabric paint, and I'll mix it 1-to-1 with acrylic paint and create my own custom fabric paint, and I'll paint the designs and layers and stuff that I need for Tamatoa's shell onto the corset sleeve. And this is a neoprene. It's a 4-way stretch neoprene, so it's pretty heavy duty. Then for my outer skirt, I mean sparkly. It's so sparkly. Like, sparkles, the end. This is going to be easy. This is literally just going to be steam, iron, circle skirt, done. Speaking of which, this costume is going to use a lot of elastic. So I bought like 9 yards of really like 4-inch wide elastic. I hope it lasts. I don't know. Maybe. I have more elastic worst case, but like it's not easy to find elastic right now. At least not the sizes I need. I need weird sizes. I don't like little thin normal waistbands where it's like 1 or 2 inches. I like the 3, 4, and 5. Bigger. So yeah. The golden fabric is the gold fabric's intense. I keep losing little coins on it. So that's why I have the spare fabric too, so that I can sew extra coins on as they fall off. Because it's going to happen. I don't think there's any way to stop that. And then finally, for the legs and the armor, oh, I froze. Wake up. Wake up. Okay, sorry, I froze there for a moment. My phone was like, okay, I am back. I apologize. So, let me look at all the comments. There we go. Okay, so finally for the armor and for the legs, I'm going to be using this fabric, and it's an ombre from a really dark purple to a kind of purplish or pinkish orange color. So this is what I'm making the armor and the legs out of. That'll be a wild ride. So, okay, I have everything out of my fabric bin. Now I have to put it all back in. Anyways, do you guys have any questions? Let me know while I put this all back in. And if my phone freezes again, you might see me go, what's going on? It's okay. I'm sure this is putting a strain on it. It's an older phone. I am hoping to get a Google Pixel soon, and then a fare thee well, Samsung. But if you have a question, like for spandex, I'm going to tell you, you can iron it, but if you iron spandex, iron it on the side that doesn't have the pattern, and then iron it on really, really low. If you're going to do it high, you need to put something in between, because otherwise spandex will melt. I like to steam it, but sometimes I do need the iron. Neoprene just does not seem to really wrinkle. It's weird. I've actually never used neoprene before, so this is my first time. Oops. Forgot. I need to make room for the shoes. There we go. All right. This is why I have tubs of things, because otherwise I'll use everything. Okay. So I have this fabric, and I'm going to start with clipping it. I have a little pin here. These are my magnets for sewing, and they like to still the clips. They're really, really powerful magnets. Do not get this magnet near your phone. You'll destroy it. But these are my fabric clips. And I like to use these on fabric that has like mesh or might be a little bit more weak and susceptible to pins. Something like this, it has so many hollow areas that like, I'll show you. So with this fabric, the problem is it's pretty hollow, it's pretty see-through, and it has a lot of holes. So when you put pins in, they'll just slip right out. So having clips makes it a little bit easier. All right, so this is the skirt. And this, let me see if I can show you guys. I'm gonna make a mess, it's fine. This comes around like this. And then I'm going to have my whole like leg, like this stretches pretty well. So like once I have it like properly set up, but I'm basically going to have like my whole leg exposed. It's gonna be great. All right. So I should flip this inside out. And start clipping. Going to be a lot of work. And then for fabric like this, you can't actually, well, you can if you have like a leather needle, but you want a really small ballpoint needle to sew, and you're going to want to sew only on the mesh. So you either are going to have to remove the coins, or while you're clipping, fold it to where you're only sewing on the line of mesh. And that way, you avoid making errors. Okay. So since I'm going to put elastic in here, the great thing about this particular part of the, no, I'll do that part later. I'll just start clipping here. But the great thing about this particular type of fabric is this is going to be hidden underneath all my layers, so nobody's going to see it. No one's going to see this weird little yellow thing. And I'm thinking about doing like a double waistband, but I'll see if the Cosbond reinforcer strengthens this fabric enough to where I don't have to do that. So now I get to find all the points and hopefully sew this correctly. This is going to be very tricky. So as I'm clipping, I'm trying to find the points between to sew on. And when I sew, I'll probably have to push some of these little guys out of the way. I didn't feel like removing all of them. You can do that too. That is how Ambrose Cosplay made hers. She removed all of the, actually, you know what? I might do that. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. But if you guys have any questions or you want to talk about something, I will continuously look up at the feed here and answer questions. I have never done a crafting stream. I'm not even going to pretend I know what I'm doing because I don't. This fabric is so stubborn. So stubborn. Like slippery. There we go. That'll probably help. I think if I clip above it to secure it. Yeah. Note to self, slippery fabric is mean. The end. And also the way I cut this skirt out is I only have to sew two sides. So I folded the fabric in half, and then I kept one, like I kept, you know, a circle skirt generally has 4 seams, unless you cut it a certain way. Well, this one, the way that the fabric was created, I couldn't do just a cutout circle skirt, so I had to improvise, which just seems to be the only way to make this fabric work, is to improvise. I guess it's not a bad thing. Improvisation is good. I'm just taking the little ones off near the seam so that I can actually, I am going to have to remove these little guys. It's okay. Thankfully, they're just attached with what looks like fishing line. It's probably just clear thread, but it literally looks like fishing line. It looks like tiny fishing line. So I'm right here, kind of clipping everything. It's good times. How's your Saturday going? Making it happen? Oh, look, this one's broken. No. It's really interesting how they attach these little gold coins. I have a feeling that all this clipping is going to take me a while. That's okay. I think what I might do too, so I've got, yeah, What I might do too is I might actually put some gold bias on the edge here to help reinforce the seam. Then I'll just have gold everywhere. Actually, that is not a bad idea. I happen to have gold bias here. The miracle of being a cosplayer with a lot of random stuff. Okay. Alright. Well, I'm going to start lining it with this bias, and then that'll strengthen where I need to sew. So it might make my life a little bit easier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and I'm going to kind of put it right here near the top. And I'm going to treat that as the sewing. You know, and now I might actually be able to pen because I've got something in between. But I'll try clipping for now. It's definitely going to be a lot of work. It's worth it. Worth it. Do, do, do. See, I want to have music playing right now, but yeah. We all know how that works. Then I get banned. So I played some music I'm apparently not supposed to or something. Pulling off little gold coins. I will reattach you guys later. Gonna take a lot of time. I think this is gonna be the hardest part. Like the rest of the sewing is gonna be really, really easy. It's just gonna be pulling all the coins off this gold fabric and adhering it. Oh my gosh. What have I gotten myself into? This fabric's so cool, but what have I gotten myself into, guys? Anyways, there we go. That works. Wonder when I sew this, what I'll have to do too to get it to behave itself. This in between here. So, hi. Anybody? I don't see any new comments. So if you guys are saying something, I'm sorry. Maybe my thing decided to go nope. All right, I can actually start using some pens now. That'll make my life a little bit easier. It's crafting time. I think what I should do before I start penning is maybe I should start removing all these coins on the edge so that I can do this easier. Just go down the line, remove coins. Return to sender. But yeah, for the rest of this year, I want to have Tamatoa done by the end of October. And then I want to do, oh goodness, what was I going to do? It's going to do Tamatoa and then these coins, man. Crazy. And then I was going to do Draculara and Mandalorian Merida. I'm basing the Mandalorian Merida off of like the armorer from the Mandalorian. So I'll have fun with that. Hello. Hi, John. Hi, GP. I am fighting fabric right now. Gold coin fabric. It looks so pretty. But it's a dang beast. It's an evil beast. It's like rolling a bunch of really, really fine mesh in my hands to the point where I can sew it. I'm pulling off all the coins in the areas where I can't have them. It's proving interesting. I was warned that this fabric is scary. I was warned correctly. I was told it's a beast, and it really is. Probably going to spend days. Not days. I'll probably have the ability to sew this by the end of today. But I just need enough of the mesh to where I can actually get it to like come together. Basically taking like 1/4 of the inch of the coins off so that I can sew it together, and then I'll reinforce it with some gold bias after I flipped it inside out. This is why I have spare gold fabric, so that I can replace all these coins that are broken or that I'm having to remove that didn't want to come off right. I have to do like a really tight stitch, and I'll probably do it a couple times, like a zigzag and a straight stitch, just to make sure this stays together. So it is really shiny. It is for Tamatoa, who is shiny for all intents and purposes. And yeah, I'm gonna have to go through all these coins because some of them are kind of damaged. But why do I have to have such long legs, guys? My legs aren't so long. There wouldn't be so much of this fabric. I'm too tall. Oh well. Oh well. I just keep folding the little coins in that are like they're just trying to come in and be sewn, and I'm like, no, 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 no. I don't want to sew you. You get to live here. Look at how far I've gotten. Not very far. If you want me to move the camera, let me know. I could probably just bring it down closer. But where it's at right now has the best light, so that's why I put it there. But I can move it. Look, did you escape? So just removing coins from the hem so that I can start putting it together. So I just need about 1/4 of an inch of mesh all around to create everything. Yeah. So it's just here removing coins. This is the tedious part of cosplay that other people don't see, where you spend hours removing coins from fabric because, gosh darn it, you will have that shiny fabric. And it might be torture, but it's worth it. I swear I'm gonna like, if this was real money, I'd have enough gold coins to buy myself a ship. But I figured since Tamatoa is overall pretty simple build, well, based off of some of the costumes I've done, that I would go ahead and start with the most difficult part, which is removing coins. Slowly but surely, removing them from the hem so that I can start rolling it. And create a rolled little seam, not hem. The hem should be actually pretty simple in this because I'm flipping the fabric inside out, so shouldn't have to do anything with that. But when conventions return, I am hoping to wear this to one of them. Along with my group, we have a Moana, we have Tamatoa, we have Taka and Tafifi. And we're all hoping to share this with you in the near future. Speaking of near future, tomorrow on Cos Talk Live, we will be talking about gender swap cosplay and gender bent cosplay and Rule 63 cosplay, and basically taking a character or taking a person that isn't a specific gender and just go on and changing it. So check out Cos Talk Live tomorrow at 12 p.m. PDT or MST, whichever one you're in right now. Man, daylight savings is confusing to me because I've lived in Arizona my whole life, and we don't follow that here. So we just are like, what do you mean daylight savings? What is this? What is this mystery stuff you're talking about? We always have daylight, so we don't have to change our time zones. Our sun is quite vibrant all year round. It's good times. Oh my gosh, I have like so many of these little coins. Like I feel like I'm a child that hit jackpot. Like, whee! Some of them are damaged from when I cut the fabric and accidentally destroyed them. But most of these are pretty good shape, so I can recover them and sew them back on if I need to, which I probably will need to. Okay, so I've removed a lot here. Okay, we're kind of moving down. And what I'm doing is you can see where I've got mesh, like up here, and then I've got coins. So I've got, this one needs to probably get pulled down a little bit more. But I'm just removing all the coins near where the seam is so that I can actually sew the fabric together and not have to worry about breaking my needle all the time because these plastic coins eat needles. So if you're going to use gold coin fabric or you're going to use any fabric that has sequins or something on it, please be careful when sewing. If it is a non-stretch fabric and it has sequins, I recommend a leather needle or a really, really sharp needle used on an industrial machine should be good too. But for stuff with plastic coins like this, I don't want to wreck my machine. I don't want to get any of the plastic dust inside the gears either. So I have to take the coins off one by one, right where the seam is, and then roll the seam together to keep the mesh together, because the coins do add a lot of weight to this fabric. Right? I should make my brother a gold coin skirt. For those of you who don't know, my brother's like 6'6" and monstrous. So I think I should make him a pretty gold skirt too. I'll just dress him up. I'll make him pretty. And I'll put makeup on him. He has to keep his beard though. I demand that the beard remain. Well, he doesn't really have much of a beard right now, but usually he does. So yeah, if you're unfamiliar with me, my family actually does cosplay with me a lot. I have done groups all over the place. I guess this has turned into watch me take gold coins off and talk about cosplay life right now. But oh my gosh, by the time we're done with this, I'm just gonna show you the pile, and like I feel like I still have ages more of these coins to pull off. Ambrose, I love and hate you at the same time right now. You gave me this fabric and I got excited and now I'm dying. I'm dying from pulling off. Like I already have 100 gold coins on my desk and I have so many more to pull. Oh my gosh. But no, I've been cosplaying for like 6 years now. I've guested at conventions. I've made over 50 plus costumes if you include the commissions that I've done. And I'm currently sponsored by the Cosplay Pros, which is an Arizona-based cosplay supply company. If for some reason they don't have anything that you need, I doubt it, but they'll probably at least have something. But if they don't have anything you need, then another place that I highly recommend for cosplay supplies is the cosplaysupplies.com, or you can go to you could go to like Michael's and Joann's too. They're starting to have actual like cosplay aisles. They have like a rotary tool selection now for cosplayers, so that's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah. A juke machine, like a jukebox would be amazing, guys. What I should do is I actually have licensed music. What I need to do is the next time I'm on this stream, I'll make sure I actually play the music. Because I've bought licenses for music from European artists from a place called BeatPick. And I own them, so like I own the license, so I can play the music at any time. And if it's questioned, I can just present the license to whoever's questioning me. Which I've had YouTube do a couple times, where it's like, are you allowed to listen to this? I'm like, yeah, I own a license. Like, and BeatPick offers commercial and creative type licenses for music for pretty cheap. I think like the cheapest is like $1 to $3, and then the most expensive I think is maybe 20. So it's not bad. And you can just buy whatever genre you want. You just go searching through their menu, and that works. There are also some artists out there that, like, if you're not making money off of your streamer video and you just want background music, some of them do offer that. You just have to, like, for instance, there's a place called binsound.com. As long as you say, hey, this is Bin Sound, I didn't make this music, they made it, they're usually good about, okay, cool, you know, you just want background noise. Oh, the Juke industrial sewing machine. See, my brain is everywhere. Yeah, I forgot about those too. Oh gosh, Juke. You want to sew pretty much anything, but you have to be careful, because if you get your finger anywhere near the needle on a Juke, you might be losing some of your finger. I have a Singer Heavy Duty, and I've sewn leather with this with no problem. You just have to make sure that you clean it regularly. You oil it. I like to oil mine every three months or every 2 to 3 projects, depending on how complicated my projects are. The last time I oiled this was in March, but I really haven't used it much since then, so I'm not concerned. I have cleaned it out and made sure there was no dust in it, but I haven't oiled it. Actually, the cleaner is on the other end of my seam ripper. It's funny. Yeah, if anyone has cosplay questions, by the way, like even tools or stuff, and like, I mean, I'm just here pulling coins off a fabric. I think I'm almost halfway there now, though. Like, yeah, I'm almost halfway there. I have plenty of little like mesh space, so I'm getting there. But oh wait, I lied. That's one side. I have to do the other side too. I will get there. But yeah, if you have any cosplay questions, I will answer them. I'm on for another like 13, 12 minutes. I wanted to do this for an hour every day, and then I actually am joining another creative group. So, oh, hello, Ashish. Nice to see you. And Annette, if I did say hello, hello. Thank you for commenting about Ben. This is what happens when I stream alone. I'm scatterbrained. You see how weird I am. I don't know if I want you guys to know that. That's fine. Anybody who knows me knows I'm weird and scatterbrained. Not really scatterbrained. I have like 32 thoughts at once, and then I have to prioritize which one's most important. That's my problem. I think that's why I have like 5 cosplay projects right now. So like in my bins, what I have supplies for and I'm ready for, and I had supplies for Tamatoa, I have the whole thing. I have supplies for the updated Draculara that I'm doing. I have supplies. I have a third of the supplies for Mandalorian Merida, and I have supplies for. I also have like random scrap project supplies. Yeah, but I have supplies for Nora Valkyrie for Volume 7 too, and I actually commissioned Macaria Drake, aka Royal Goldfish, to do the sewing portion of that because I was more interested in doing the props and armor and kind of updating my props for Nora. Well, until I remembered that I actually already remade her grenade launcher and was like, oh, never mind. I guess I don't have to make the prop. But I do have to do the armor, and I knew that like Tamatoa was gonna break me for sewing because I think Tamatoa is more sewing heavy than any other costume I've ever done. Most of my costumes require a lot more armor, and while Tamatoa has armor, all of his armor is basically just foam encased in spandex. So I'm not really building it the same way I would, where I'd have to do all these attachments and priming and painting. It's just I create spandex pockets and I'm going to slide all of the foam into that, and it's essentially acting like furniture foam, but EVA foam. I don't know, man. Tamatoa is going to be interesting. So I'm nearly done with the one side of removing a 1/4 of an inch of the gold coins from this fabric so that I can roll the mesh and start sewing the seam together. And then I'm really hoping I can have this skirt sewn with the waistband reinforced with Cosbond by the end of the day today, and I'll follow up with pictures to show you guys how it's done. You guys get to see it last. I'm sorry, my patrons get to see work in progress first, other than when I'm streaming. But I will share it because I know that that's going to be. I've never used an adhesive reinforcer for a waistband, so this is going to be interesting. And I think it's going to work really well because mesh is notoriously difficult to strengthen. And I don't want my skirt just shredding and falling off of me at a convention. That sounds really uncomfortable and embarrassing. Yeah, a lot of people have met me. You know what's terrible is like when people meet me versus when they see me on a stream. I guess I must look tiny or something. I don't know. But when people meet me in person, they're just like, you're tall. I thought you were like a tiny person. I'm like, no, I'm not tiny. I'm like 5'10", guys. Hi. Yeah, I know the magic of cameras. I don't know. Maybe I have a little voice. I don't think I have a little voice. Whatever. Whatever. But this is gonna be. You know what's funny is I actually like tedious things like this. I just feel like it's boring for everybody else. I'm just like, yes, cut the coins off. It's like stabbing the coins excitedly. So mean. Aggressive stabbing of coins. Die, coin! Get off my fabric! I murdered a coin! Actually, I've murdered a bunch. Like, I'm literally going to take this. Before I close the stream, I'm going to take my phone off of this tripod and just show you the plethora of coins on this table right now. And I can only imagine how many more coin victims there are going to be. Going to be a number of coin victims. But if you have any suggestions on what you want me to, I will be streaming ThermoCosplay exclusively for crafting. But if you're like, hey, next time I want to see you sculpting, or next time I want to see you cutting out a circle skirt, how do you do that? Or next time I want to see you making armor, just kind of give me some suggestions. Even if you have to message my inbox, that's fine. I'm always open to suggestions. I'm quite flexible when it comes to streaming. And so I'm totally fine. Oh my gosh, I got to the end of the corner. Oh, I can start at the top again. It happened. All while streaming. Okay, maybe this isn't gonna take as long. Maybe because I'm so excitedly ripping these poor coins off of their mother fabric. This is interesting though. Like really, these coins, it's like they're just attached to this mesh, right? And they are attached with what appears to be like a translucent, tiny fishing line thread. Like I know that there's translucent thread, but this is kind of some of the weirdest translucent thread I think I've ever seen. Yeah, it's bizarre. Not like bad bizarre, it's just weird. Oh, look, I get to take an entire row off. Cool. That's the great thing about this fabric too, is like when you're going against the grain, it's a little tricky to get the coins off. But there's actually like, they have like little rows that the coins are sewn on. I don't know if you can see, like they have like little rows. And the great thing about these rows is when you hit a row, it's just like, it's like when you pop those, like that bubble wrap paper, you're just like, yeah. That's what's happening right now. I'm destroying gold coins. I actually do need to make the bottom of the skirt shorter, so I'm not at all averse to taking off a little extra gold coin to make sure it's not as long, because the shoes that I originally had planned for this were a lot taller. They were going to be like high heels, but then I found those light up tennis shoes, and guys, I mean, I couldn't help myself. I had to do that. If you're wanting to too, I can also do a stream of the makeup that I plan on doing for Tamatoa. I'm actually going to be adhering gems to my face. And then I will be doing a tutorial in October on like ears, teeth, scars, stuff like that for a library. So I'll be sharing it with all of you too. Because they wanted me to do some Halloween programming for them. And I was like, sure, okay. That works. That sounds like fun. Oddly enough, the thread at the bottom of the skirt is like way stronger than the thread at the top. Like, what did they do? Guys, I don't understand this skirt. It's weird. This fabric is like beautiful, but weird. This is what I mean. Like when people ask me, you know, how many materials have you used? And I'm like, do you have like 32 hours? Because I consider fabric, every fabric, its own material. Each fabric has its own little special trick to it, and each thread has its own little special trick to it, and it's just ridiculous. But at least I'm just following the curve of the cut that I did. I'm just removing, for the bottom, I'm removing about like an inch of the coins, but for the top, it'll only be a 1/4 inch. And that's, like I said, I need the hem on the bottom to be a little bit shorter. And what I'm doing is I'm sewing, I folded the fabric inside out, or outside in. And then once I'm done sewing these two edges together, I'll fold it inside. Wait, no. Fold it inside out, and then I'll fold it outside in. I don't know. At some point, the gold coins will end up on the outside. I'm making little gold coin babies. Well, I guess this is good. I could probably put some of these gold coins on the corset for fun. So, I mean, it's Tamatoa. I was thinking, too, of creating a backpack that looks like his shell and out of this gold coin fabric, but I think I will change my mind on that and just buy gold fabric and make the backpack and then glue some gold coins that are left over or broken from this fabric, or maybe drape some of the fabric over it instead of sewing it over or stick it on. I don't know. I don't know if I can handle sewing any more of this than just a skirt. This fabric is crazy. It's intense. And I just threw a coin across the room. But yeah, no, this is very intense fabric. It's a lot of work. If you're determined to have gold coins on your skirt, you can buy this fabric. But maybe get the fabric like printed instead. Like, it's gold coins. It's just printed on the fabric. Because physically removing, I'm probably going to remove like 400 coins before I can actually sew the skirt together. It's worth it in the end. It really is. What's gonna suck is having like wherever there are missing coins. Like what I'm going to do is sew everything together and then put it on my mannequin. And wherever anything's missing, that's where I'll be like, okay, this is where I have to hand sew. And that is one thing I'm going to suggest if you're a cosplayer, getting a mannequin or a dress form, because if you're working with a difficult material and you have to hand sew an applique or coins or do something that requires it already be fitted, it's not easy to put something on your body and then make those adjustments while you're wearing it, because obviously you could be bent the wrong way and you could accidentally mess it up. So I would suggest doing a dress form or mannequin or creating your own little mannequin, because you need some way of putting fabric on there when you have difficult materials, and that way you can hand stitch while it's hung appropriately or draped appropriately. So I will suggest that if you decide to start getting into competing or doing more complicated materials, a dress form or mannequin is really the way to go. And I have a mannequin that is nearly identical to I have a little COVID weight, but like once I put that off, the mannequin's basically identical to my measurements. I finally found a mannequin that was as tall as I am. And I actually had hips. Because most mannequins are like boobs, but like no hips. So pretty excited about that. If you guys want links to mannequins, I can send those too. So, well, I am nearly done with this, but I'm going to take a little break. I'm going to put a little clip here so I know where it is, but I'm just gonna bring this down. Hi, bring you guys down. Oh my. Okay, my phone freaked out for a second there. All right, so let me see here. I'm gonna switch my camera. Ah! All right, let's see here if I can switch the camera for you guys. Okay, so here is the fabric up close and personal, so you can actually see where it's like sewn on the individual lines here, right? And I've been slowly but surely removing coins from these sections so that I can actually roll this and sew it. Forgive my hands, they're dirty from touching the fabric because these coins leave residue on you. But I've done this for literally an hour now, and I have babies. And there's more over here that flung away from me, and there's some on the floor. There's just babies, guys, babies. But yes, I will finish getting all of this bit pulled off, and then I'll take pictures for all of you, and I'll sew it, and I'll put it on my mannequin, and I'll show you what it looks like, and it will be most excellent. So switch my camera here so you guys can actually see me again, because I guess that's important, right? You should be able to see me. Or is it? I don't know. Okay, so, oh my gosh. Why are you not there? Thank you for joining me today. I will see you all next week. I am planning on doing this weekly. And if you have suggestions for what you'd like to see me actually craft on Tamatoa next week, let me know. But thank you for joining me. You guys have a wonderful Saturday.